What's up, everybody? So, super sorry I missed last week's judo analysis video. I'm super sorry. I've been crazy busy. Just trying to get my gym ready for the reopening due to COVID. Hopefully I can start opening up next week. But don't worry, I'm not changing anything here. We're going to keep doing live sessions. We're going to keep doing uploads. But I want to give a huge shout out to Chris, one of the members here on the channel. He really felt like I needed an uptick in my coffee. So what he did was he sent me this Death Wish coffee, which is supposed to be like the world's strongest coffee, I guess, K-cup on the planet. I kind of like their packaging. I kind of like the orange and black look here. So check them out. I've had one cup. I've got a cup right here. I'm going to be drinking it throughout this judo analysis. But thank you, Chris. That's gonna come in super handy as the week carries on. I got some long hours to put in. Also, for those of you guys who didn't know, check the link down below right here, and I got some new t-shirts available on my website, judosilencer.com. And also, if you're looking for more instructionals that are in-depth into specific throws, sign up for my email list, and I'll shoot you a coupon code 25% off any instructional on Judo Fanatics, or BJJ Fanatics might be. I can't remember if I put it there or not, but I know for a fact it's on Judo Fanatics. But for today, just because I missed last week, right, one of the things I wanted to do for you guys was, instead of breaking down one of your videos, I'm going to break down one of my videos. And I found a match where the guy was kicking the crap out of me. I made a bunch of mistakes. I didn't make some adjustments, but at the end I stuck in it and I pulled out the win, and I want to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get into that first match. Okay, so here I am at the Cuba Grand Prix 2016, as you can see there on the banner. And I believe this is the second round, and I am fighting against the Mongolian athlete at the time, who's a super talented player, mind you. I had never fought him before, and as you can see, he kind of threw his hips across, picked me up, and threw me right on my head, which really sucked. I remember at the time thinking, well, where did that come from? And I wasn't aware that he was essentially a righty doing a right sode off my post. And it's one of like my kryptonites. That and somebody who has a really good Taio, one of my kryptonites. Because I'm kind of a bullyish style player, and every time I put my left hand on his chest, I'm basically leaving the sode open, which is like a huge mistake. And I also remember thinking, like, I do a good job here, my back's on the edge, I circle off, and he follows into that Tomonagi, which sets up the Newaza. We're just burning the clock, we're just doing stuff, you know. It's kind of like, that's why triangles don't work. I mean, it's nice when you're there and you can threaten it because maybe the guy's dumb enough to stay there, but really it doesn't work. It's a garbage move. But you should always threaten it anyways when you have the ability. But you can see I'm walking to my left, I got my right foot forward. I remember this Mongolian got me in so fast. For 81 kilos, he was so fast. I wasn't exactly a fast player, so it really showed. There I am, walking to my left, I'm hunting it down, I'm looking for the head, right? I'm looking for that big overhand, I can't seem to catch it. So a lot of you guys always hear me say you got to get that leg to the outside. That's what I was referring to. Let's back this up a second. Because it's not a great attack, right? But at the end of the day, what it does is it gets me a good shot off, right? And at the higher levels, that is super important. I'm going to turn down this volume a little bit. I feel like it's a little loud. And look, I get that leg to the outside, I knock him down, I stumble him, I get a good attack off. That's all we really needed, right? He got his good one in. I mean, he threw me on my head, right? But, you know, I needed to get my shot off, and it's a good, safe way to do it. Oh, I remember being so tired. The weight cut for this was brutal. The heat in Cuba, oh, it was terrible. No AC in the building, man. No, they had AC here. I remember that being a problem. It was a dramatic change, is what it was, because we went from freakishly hot outside to freakishly cold inside, and it was hard for the body to make that adjustment. Oh, I love it. I have a great like sweep here from deep half where I can pin a lot of people. and I nail a lot of people with it in training camps. Not too many in competition because, as you can see, it does take a little bit of like work and effort to get them up and over. But it is what it is. Just working, burning that clock, because he was so fast on his feet, right? One of the reasons why I'm burning this clock is the less opportunity he has on his feet, the better it is for me, because he is so fast and he's a dangerous player that can throw. You really want to keep the exchanges to a minimum. Look at that drive. He just ran me over. Oh, that was terrible. We got to watch that again. I did such a bad job. It's such a bad job. I don't want to watch the Nawaz. Let me scrub through this. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Let's look at how he does this. Oh. So the great thing that the Mongolian does here is he creates that pressure. And what you see is, you see us starting this turn, right? And it looks like we're kind of changing positions where we're keeping that same distance. But what happens is, the Mongolian player here, when we start changing sides, what he does right here, which you can't see, is he closes that gap. And when we turn, we're actually really close together. If I back this up just a little bit and I start like scrubbing through this frame by frame right there, like you can see, like, look at where he's at on this line when we circle, and then look at where we're at when he attacks. He covered 6 feet, right? 6 total feet here. Where like he pressures me and he gets to my right leg because he gets close. Right there. And he knocks it, and he basically yanks my shoulder down, which is what I was telling you guys in those videos. A lot of times drop seos aren't done where it's like boom, between the legs, drop, lift them up. Their drop, get their shoulder to the mat, because then once their shoulder's on the floor, you can run them. They can't get that right hand out there to post, and he did a great job of that. But I remember I was pretty calm, cool, collected, because I was like, he's got to slow down. There's no way he keeps like this speed and this tempo as the match goes on. Oh, I gotta try that coffee. Thank you again, Chris, for sending the coffee. It doesn't taste half bad. I kind of like it. I got no cream in it, just a thing of sugar, but I like it. But the main thing that I'm thinking right now, right, is he's got to slow down. Like, I got to be able to get my hands on the gi. If I can get my hands on the gi on this guy and I can 1-2 step it, I can throw this guy. And look, they wave off the Wazari. They give it a Yuko. Saving grace, right? Got to catch a lucky break in some competitions. Oh, look at that. Remember I taught you guys that grip break in one of these videos. And then what I do is I take it off and then I let it go to kind of grab his neck, and he just reposted it because I'm stupid. Oh. Like, this Mongolian guy's doing a great job of just getting this Sode attack off. For my style of judo, it's such a, like, I don't even know how to put it. I hate it. I just hate it. It just angers me. 'Cause I feel like they're not quality attacks where, like, I'm worried about him scoring. Like, you can't prevent it either because he's physically strong, right? But when he's able to turn his back like that, your hands are crossed. There's not really a counter you can do. Oh, it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts. There we go. See, now we're into my ball game. Now he feels like he's ahead. Okay, so let's pause this really quick. Let's talk about this, okay? When you're winning a match and things are going your way, the thing that changes from being a championship player to being a good player, right? Being in that middle tier where, like, you're one of the best in the world, but you're not the best in the world. One of the things that really is going to help you set yourself apart from your competition is when you're winning, don't change the way you fight. It got you to this point where you're winning. Now, that's not to say there's 20 seconds left in a fight and you fight it differently. But when there's a minute and a half left and you've thrown this person, they haven't gotten a good quality shot off. Like, for me, we're minutes into this match and I've only gotten one good shot off, right? I did that cross grip, Osoto, Seo kind of thing where he stumbled, but it wasn't really much of a threat. It was enough to not get a Shido and knock him down to the ground, granted, but he shouldn't have felt threatened. So what you see right here with this drop Seo is it's the first time in the match where he's made an attack, that he didn't have to make, but at the same time, it didn't move me. So there's a dynamic shift here where he feels like he's protecting himself and protecting his lead instead of fighting to regain it, right? And that's a super important factor here, where he ends up dropping into this shot, and it's like, oh, what are we doing? And there, he does it again, right? Let's back this up a second. Yeah, right here. So, like, I'm pressuring him, and I'm breaking his grip off, and he just drops. He's like, terrible. And he tries to get back up. Ref stops. He's like, I ain't having it. Here we go. We're going at it again. We're dropping it. Oh, he just drops. And it's like, that's 2 in a row where, like, he didn't even move me. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Where, like, those 2 exchanges are 100% different than the exchanges we had before. And as an athlete, as a guy who's losing, that's important. Because, yes, he had the Shidos to give, but he wasn't in a threatening position. I didn't have 2 hands on the gi, right? If I had grabbed his neck, if I had grabbed his sleeves and I'm pulling him around, I get it. Sprawl out, take the Shido, look bad, protect your lead. I get it. Competition, I get it. But here, he's just dropping, and panic is setting in, and you can tell he's not at that level of that championship level where, like, I'm here to win gold medals. It's a different style of judo. It's a different, like, pride that you have in yourself and a belief in your ability to get the job done, right? But let's keep going. So this Shido comes back to haunt him, mind you. And so here we are, we're going, and I 2 hands, I blast him. I went for broke, and it cost me. The good thing is I cannot believe rewatching this that they didn't score it, right? That 100% was his score. 100%. I went in for the throw. He changed his direction. I hit my side. 100%. The only, like, weird, like, caveat that, like, maybe back in this time is, like, right here. Like, I'm not on the floor. There, right there. Solid Yuko. The fact that, like, they didn't review this and changed it, and they actually reviewed the throw and took away his Wazari to Yuko is, like, mind-blowing to me. I mean, I'm super grateful for it, but should have been a score. 100%. But I got 50 seconds on the clock, just under a minute. Right? I'm looking at the ref. Man, did they score that? Oh, I hope they didn't score that. Oh, good, they didn't score that. We're good. Okay, so now we're into a different type of newaza where I've actually got to get up. So I go into my tripod, I go into my stance just to quickly get the mate, right? And now if you notice, at this point in time, I'm down. Like, I'm getting the crap kicked out of me. I've only had 1 real solid attack. Like, yes, that Seo was a good attack, but it also got countered. So I'm not gonna count it as a good attack because it should have scored for the other guy. But notice that all of my throws leading up into this point, they have all been forward-facing throws. They've been drop Seos, Biggie Ponce and Agis, Koshigurumas, that style of judo. So when you're losing, you've got to take a look at, like, what have I been doing? And now what can I throw into the mix to change this up? Right? And you can see I'm pressuring this guy. I'm pressuring him. Here we go. Got my grip. Boom. There's the score. Beautiful. The one time I go in the opposite direction. Because he's been thinking, and again, look at just the body positioning. Right? And you've got to think competitive, I got to win. Before, he made 2 attacks that he didn't need to make, and it got him a Shido. Right? I'm still keeping my chest up, and I'm keeping my posture. Right? If we back this up, like, I'm still staying tall. He's bailed. He's 100% given up on the Sode. Look at his grip here. Right? Let me see if I can... Oh, I don't have any arrows for this for some reason. But you can see his right hand underneath my gi where he's playing from the collar. He's left the Sode grip. I have no idea why. But, like, I'm primed for it right now. Look at my body, how it's, like, curved and it's open. Like, if he could just turn onto that Sode, he could knock me down. And he could have just stalled this match out with good quality Sodes. But instead, he changed his style that was working and went for a more defensive, two hands, protect the lead style of judo. And I feel like that's where he lost it, and that's where I was able to regain some of this. And basically, I throw that hand over the top, and he didn't take a knee. He didn't bail. He didn't do a sumi. He didn't do a drop seo. He didn't do anything. And I was able to get that score back. And now we're left with a few seconds on the clock. I'm actually winning. I've been losing this entire time, and now I'm winning. And now he's back to the bad drops. And you can't do that. I'm too good on the ground to just burn the clock. And you can see, like, I'm working. I'm kind of trying to pin him. I'm not really putting too much effort in because I've already won the fight. I'm looking at the clock going, how long do I got to shake him around down here to end this? And essentially, this match ends and game over. I move on to the next round and he's out. And you can see that even when you have really bad days, like if you stick to it and you stick to your plan, you can capitalize on other people's mistakes. And that's what happened in this match with the Mongolian. Was he made some tactical errors. He was clearly the better judo player that day. But I was better at the game and the competition. Like how to win matches. There's a way to win. And that's what's important, is what you're trying to learn. And that's what I'm trying to go over in this video. Is it's not just about the technique. There's so much more that goes into it. Reading matches, reading opponents, finding out when the change of tide is happening. And you could see it from that first throw. If you go back and you find this match in my judo base, right? And you watch the first 2 minutes, cut it, watch the last 2 minutes, right? That like midpoint, you'll see two completely different style of judo, right? Where the Mongolian in the very first part is he's doing the drop seos, he's doing the drop sodes, he's doing the standing sodes, knocking me off my base. I can't get two hands on him. And then he changes in the last half to go collar, wrong hand on the gi, looking for my sleeve to play defense. And then I'm able to throw that hand over the top. I'm able to get to his neck. I'm able to hit my standing seo, and eventually that sumi. And that style change cost him. That style change probably should have came in the last 30 seconds, the last 40 seconds. But instead, he did it around the 1.5, 2 minute mark. And it's just, you make the changes too soon. And when you have a confident player like myself, where I feel like the momentum is changing, I feel like if I could just get that one shot, I could score. And I was able to do that. I was able to get to that one shot and not squander it, right? You got to have the skill to be opportunistic during that one shot. But man, hopefully you guys can see that there's that shift inside the match, and it's important to pay attention to it. It's important to read the situations, because even when I'm not fully functioning, my mind's not there, I'm not able to see the big picture, where I'm seeing that every time I post my left hand on the gi, I should have switched to the collar. I should have thrown a cross grip in there to pull him by to get to his sleeve. Because if I can get to his sleeve instead of posting on his chest, it really nullifies his ability to do sode. But my stubbornness, where I just wanted to get two hands on the gi and wanted to throw him, it overtook me, and I was being a bad judoka at the time, but I was able to recover based on his ability to not fully function in the match and win the match from a competitive standpoint. So I hope that makes sense. We're going to end it right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys like my analysis of myself and my opponents inside matches. I thought this was a good change of pace, and I'm sorry for you guys for missing last Tuesday. But like always, if you guys really like the channel, if you really like this thing, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys want your videos broken down, remember, send them to videos@Judo Silencer. I have about 20 in the bank that I got to get through. I'm going to do it, guys. I promise. I'll find the time. And also, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you're looking to support the channel, try to go to judosilencer.com. Grab yourself a t-shirt, wear it around, tell your friends about all the free content we have here on the channel. And I'm looking forward to growing this community. Until next time, guys.